Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam Kwak, one of the Kwak Brothers, and welcome back to the 21 Days of Mental Detox Challenge. 21 days where we're going to share inspirational, motivational, positive, and uplifting information and inspiration for you guys to help you guys really grow. One of the philosophies and belief that I have is if you do not grow, your business does not grow as well, right? Because you are directly correlated with the business. So if your health suffers, the health of your business also suffers, right? If you don't improve, your business is not going to improve. So today's topic is the 10,000 hours. Now, before I elaborate, we're getting really close to our end of the series. We're at day 19. We got 2 more videos until we close out the series, and we'll be back. We'll have an updated series. Maybe we'll do one for the mornings. Who knows? But for those who are brand spanking new, you guys have never seen our video series before. This is your first time seeing our video series live. This is a 21 days video series that I've developed to help people get the positive, inspirational, motivational information. Now, this is part of me combating some of the negativity, right? This division that we're seeing on social media. I mean, it's everywhere, right? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. I mean, we get on our own Facebook. You look at timeline, there's not a day that we go by not noticing any political comment, hateful comments, or anything like that, right? So a lot of, I know some of you guys might be saying, well, that really doesn't affect me, but subconsciously, when those information get entered into our head, it has to come back out in some form or another, whether it's a thought or it's an actual speech, whatever. You got to be careful what you put in your mind. But what we can do is put positive, inspirational, motivational information and inspiration, right, to ultimately replace the negative information. So if you guys are just catching in, you can definitely stick around and watch this, but I ask you guys to go back to day 1 and start at day 1, because a lot of this won't make sense until you start from there. So the hour of 10,000 hours. So this is something that I read from a book called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. A lot of you guys may know Malcolm Gladwell is very aspirational author. Very good book, by the way. You gotta read it. And Malcolm Gladwell, what he does is he studies the outliers, the genius, the smartest people across the planet, right? I mean, a lot of times when we study things, we study in the platform for the average people, right? This is why you hear people quoting saying, on average, people, right, XYZ, or people would on average do XYZ. Malcolm Gladwell did a study on the extraordinary people who are performing at the highest levels, to see why they're different. And one of the chapters, he talks about the main denominator, the common denominator as to what these successful people do and what they've done to become a world star, celebrity or an athlete, businessman, businesswoman, entrepreneur, whatever it may be. So 3 case studies that could be looked at is Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs. These 3 individuals, though they may have different respective fields, Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs have all dedicated at least 10,000 hours into their field, right? They've dedicated at least 10,000 hours into practicing their dedicated skill set. So here's an example. Michael Jordan, clearly, right? You can go back to his biography. I would definitely recommend that you read the biography, but he has definitely deserved to become one of the best basketball players known to the modern history. It's simply because he's dedicated 10,000 hours into his craft, right? He's day in, day out. He would practice, right? He would dribble. He would shoot baskets. He would practice his jumps, right? Same thing with Bill Gates. He would spend hours and hours and hours on end practicing, coding, programming, learning how to use a computer. Though Bill Gates has an extraordinary situation where he ended up going to a really nice school, right? Which the school had a computer and he was able to play with the computer, which back in those days, right, computers were really rare. And Bill Gates, fortunately, was in a rare situation where he had his hands on computers where he can learn how to use it, how to program it, the whole 9 yards, in which he spent pretty much all of his 20s figuring out how computers work. And this is why he founded Microsoft. He's founded a multi-billion-dollar company, and he certainly deserves the success and the accomplishment he has made. Same thing goes for Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan deserves to be MVP, deserves to have championships, deserves to have a winning team. So you got to ask yourself, whether you're in real estate investing, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a business owner, whatever field that you've chosen, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to spend and invest at least 10,000 hours into your respective field, right? If the answer is no, then chances are you may have to find a different passion or a different career that you want to dedicate your time. And time is something that I always argue this. Time is something that you don't necessarily, you can't necessarily get it back, right? There's no factory, making time for you, and you can go buy time, right? Time. I mean, I personally believe in the Bible. So the Bible says our days are numbered, right? It means our days here in planet Earth, right here in our reality, this universe, we have a limited time, right? We don't get to be here forever. So our most rarest and limited resource, right? We have to understand how to critically allocate those resources to where we're spending 10,000 hours in a dedicated craft, in which that particular craft or skill set is paying dividend by creating more relationship, creating more income for us, financial stability, whatever it may be. So, going back to, I don't know if I covered this in one of the days, but when you practice, make sure you practice with three components. And this is actually covered in this book, The Talent Code. You got to have a master coach or a mentor figure, right? Just practicing won't get you closer to your goals, right? You want to be able to practice the right way. Because can you imagine, like, if you're learning how to play guitar and you practice the wrong way the whole entire time, like you spend 20 hours, 30 hours practicing, and the whole entire time your form, right, everything was completely wrong. So you've basically invested in the wrong way to do that skill set. So having a coach and a mentor figure definitely helps. Another thing is that Talent Code talks about the passion, the motivation behind you wanting to achieve what you want to achieve. So if it's real estate investing, like what I'm doing, then you got to have unquenching desire to want to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. You literally have to be obsessed, right? You have to be obsessed with what you want to accomplish, whether it's real estate investing or business ownership. The third thing, I'm gonna have to go back to this book because those are a different component. Deep practice. So when you practice, expect to fail. And I think this is something that our public education unfortunately failed us to teach, is that failing is okay. Failing is part of the process and is part of the progress of becoming near perfect, right? And I think our public education system trained us to think that failure is the end all be all. Like there's no like zero sum game, right? No more after failing, you're done. No more retries. And I think that's a critical fallacy that we've been taught in school. I think it should be the other way around, right? Failing should be accepted as long as you've done your best, right? And learning from your failures, and I like to call it failing forward, right? Instead of failing backwards. Failing forward means that yes, you've made mistakes, you failed, but ultimately it's designed so that you can move forward to improving yourself, to progressing forward to whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So guys, that's the 10,000 hours. Dedicate 10,000 hours, and I've done the math. If you work 8 hours a day, every single day, no break, not taking Sundays off, it amounts to about 3 years and 8 months. So if you work every day, 8 hours, just boom, 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 right? 3 years and 8 months. That's how long it's going to take you to achieve the 10,000 hours. Now, of course, if you take Sundays or Saturdays off, then yeah, you're further delaying that. But there's a balance, right? You don't necessarily want to negate your family or spending time with yourself versus working and moving towards progress. So guys, that's pretty much it. As always, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like to see more awesome content. We do our best. We try to improve. We try to progress forward as much as possible. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon so that you can get notification as to when we do our live videos. Because sometimes it can be arbitrary. Like we don't know exactly when we want to do our live videos. So hit that thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notification and that tells us that we should keep on making videos for you guys. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to finish out the 2 days of the 21 days of mental detox challenge with day 20 and day 21. I'll see you guys in another night. Take care now.